I am back, and it is Friday. Yeah, it's Friday, and we had just read about the king's wish. It was about a king who wasn't happy. He just wanted to take a nap. It was so loud, and things kept bothering him. So today we're going to write about it. Since I write, remember the writing has that W in it. It's silent. Retell. That means you're going to tell it again. Re is a prefix. So re goes at the beginning of the word and it changes the word. If it's just tell, you're going to tell me about it. Tell me about your day. If you retell, you're going to tell it to me again. So here it says draw 4 events from the story. I chose 4. You can choose a different 4, but these are the ones that I chose. So at the beginning of the story, right up top, it says, this is what I remember from the story. There once was a king who wasn't happy. He had stacks of money, that's like gold coins, and he had ships, and but he had all these riches, but he wasn't happy. So he was like, okay, I need to take a nap. So he goes into his bed, and the bells on his ship and the bells in the castle, they all start to chime and ring, and he can't sleep. So he's got a pouty face. He's like, what? I need to sleep. Then here it says, this is showing you that I remember he went down a long path and he found a tree and he sat under the tree like, maybe I could take a nap here. And then some birds started singing. And I could draw like a little music notes to show that they're singing. And the king was finally able to take a long, long nap. These are like slanted eyes, like his eyes are closed. So I have the beginning where he's unhappy, the middle, and the end where he falls asleep. So the most important things are that you remember the beginning of the story. How does it start? The end is also very important. What happens in the end? I didn't leave it with he goes and sits under a tree, right? I had to include the most important part, and that's that he finally gets his nap. He falls asleep under the tree. On the next page, you're going to turn the page, or actually I think it's there all for you on one open page. You're on page 13. You can see it down there at the bottom. It says, write 4 things that happened in the story. So now I just got my brain ready with those pictures. So pictures are really great because they get our brains ready to remember what we read. They get our brains ready to write about what we read. They help us remember the details. They're fantastic. So I'm going to write down those 4 things that I drew on the previous page. So I'm going to say, hold on. There we go. Okay, I'm going to say, the king was unhappy, period. He needed, like running out of room. The king was unhappy. He needed a nap. He took a path and fell asleep. If I was using a thinner marker, I would write more, but my marker's really thick, so it takes up a lot of room. Under a tree, period. So I wrote, the king was unhappy. That's how it started. He needed a nap. He took a path, just the middle of the story, and fell asleep under a tree. So did I use words with TH, SH, and NG? Well, I can only really think of this one that I used because I didn't have all the space. But I could also say how he had ships, right? He had a ship. He had a stack. I guess that's ST. That's a different consonant blend. Let's see, what else did he do? I'm trying to remember. Oh, he had lots of cash, right? I could say he had lots of cash, even though he had all those things. Here, I'll move this up so you can see. These are other words from the story. Ship, stack, cash. And then I used words from the vocabulary word bank. I wrote 4 things that happened in the story. Yeah, the king was unhappy. Yes, that's one. He needed a nap. Yes. He took a path. Yes. And he fell asleep under a tree. So those are the most important things in the story from what I got. So let me see if I can zoom this out so y'all can see it better. Hopefully you can. The king was unhappy. He needed a nap. He took a path and fell asleep under a tree. Okay. All right. Yours can be different, but that is what I chose to write. Good luck, friends. Phone is good. This is good.